Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The root word being to reveal. This is the revealing of Jesus Christ. We're about to learn out of the Bible what Jesus Christ looked like, what he stood for. Come on. And what he died for. Who he died for. Come on.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Like what?
White like wool.
Like what?
Like wool.
The greatest man that walked this planet Earth is a black man.
Bring it up.
Because we still believe to this day that we're blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
It is important that we know our nationality. We're going to keep on harping on this fact until we learn who we are according to the Bible.
Right.
Come on, read that.
Psalm chapter 94 verse 16.
For that power that he was talking about. This is what gives us the boldness to come out here and speak against these other nations.
Bring it out.
Even though we are on the bottom. Come on.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Against the evildoers. Those that called you African Americans, those are evildoers.
Right.
That called you blacks and Hispanics, these are evildoers.
Right.
That teach us that Christ is a white man. That's evil.
Bring it up.
Christ is a black man
That's
with woolly
right.
hair.
Right.
So when did we learn to hate our color? When did we learn to hate our woolly hair? We all straighten our hair now. We want to lighten and bleach our skin and look like these other nations. Where the Bible teaches us our history. We're from the earth. We are from the Most High God, created in his image. Hold that and get that. Genesis 1. We are created in the very image of God himself.
Right.
Why would we want to change that? Because we've been lied to since we came over here as slaves. We believe the lies and we make it a fact or history. History has been taught to us and we repeat those lies, perpetuate them. Come on.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27. So God created man in his own image.
In whose image?
In his own image.
God created man in his own image. You blacks and Hispanics, we are made in the image of God. Come on.
In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
Come on. Christ had a beard. Let's get that. We're going to go through the description so we learn the importance of nationality.
Right.
Because nowadays our brothers want to shave off their beards. You want to look young. You're 50, 60 years old, and older brothers want to look like young men. That's a badge of manly honor to grow your beard.
Right.
That is honor right there for a man to look like a man.
Right.
Nowadays, we're all confused. Brothers want to wear skinny jeans.
Right.
Brothers want to shave off their beards.
Right.
Sisters want to wear pants and act like a man. It's all upside down. Come on, read that.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5. Thou shalt not make baldness upon thy head, neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
And again, shall they not do what?
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard. There's more than 10 commandments. There is more than 10 commandments, and the Christian church doesn't even teach those. So what else are they hiding from us? That Christ is a black man, I'm going to tell you that.
Right.
The Bible's going to tell us that. It's always been here in the Bible. Why don't we know this? This is where the self-hatred is rooted in. Us not knowing our nationality.
Right.
Come on.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
These simple understandings of the Bible will give us a whole new environment. Look around us. It's nothing but self-hatred. And these other nations are fine with that. They take tour buses around the city and make sure that we're still on the bottom.
Right.
So they can go back to their mansions. Go back to their many houses that they own. We don't even own one house. But we built the whole damn country. Where's our belongings? What do we own besides bills? We have nothing but bills to show for.
Right.
But our ancestors built this country.
Right.
And nobody stops to question why. Who has the power to put these other nations over top of us? God's chosen people.
Right.
Only God has that power. So we got to come back to God and stop this foolishness. Come on, read that again.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The root word being to reveal. This is the revealing of Jesus Christ. We're about to learn out of the Bible what Jesus Christ looked like, what he stood for. Come on. And what he died for. Who he died for. Come on.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Like what?
White like wool.
Like what?
Like wool.
The greatest man that walked this planet Earth is a black man.
Yes.
He has white woolly hair, so why would we want to change that? We look just like him naturally.
Right.
These other nations go through hell and high water to try to look like us, but they don't want to go through the hell that we live in every single day. Why is that? Because they know something is up. They want to be like the gods.
Right.
Come on, but they don't want to suffer like us. Come on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Why is that? Because Christ drank wine. Christ drank wine in moderation.
Right.
Not what we see around here today. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. Our brothers and sisters walking around, I should say, stumbling around drunk,
Right.
trying to escape the reality that we're living in. There's no escape with this alcohol, drugs. There's no escape from it but this Bible. Knowing the truth of our nationality, who we truly are, that's our escape. Because there is salvation promised for us. Who is us? The Israelites.
That's right.
You blacks and Hispanics, you are the Israelites. God chose us and gave us his laws. We broke his laws and now we're on the bottom. It's very simple. That's what this whole book is about. It's about our history and it's about our laws given to us, you blacks and Hispanics. We were given laws, we chose to break those laws, and now we are being punished by the Most High God.
Right.
That's why these other nations can do whatever the hell they want, and it seems like they're getting away with it. No, we are going to be punished first. Why? Because we were given God's laws. Just like any loving parent would punish their children. They're not going to go and try and punish the whole neighborhood. They're going to punish their children.
Right.
Because their children know better. You know better, so you're going to face that judgment. This is simple. This is basics, brothers and sisters. We got to stop acting like we don't know what the hell's going on today. And wake up to the reality that these other nations are at war over.
Right.
They're at war trying to take over this planet, and our brothers are out here getting drunk and high.
You know.
Selling bags of weed like that's going to be the next thing right there. No, it's not. That's destroying your own damn community.
Right.
Where we live at.
She asked a question, what color was Christ?
What color is Christ? All praises. We have two pictures right here. Get that revelation. Which one of these two pictures right here were we taught growing up as a child? Right. Which one did you? If I was to ask you, what does Christ look like? Check. If I was to ask you, what does Christ look like? Which picture would you be more inclined to point to? The one right here on the left, or the one right here on the right? The one on the left being a black man, the one on the right being the Caucasian man. Who were you taught that was Jesus Christ? I was raised in the church. Me too. The Caucasian man. That's who I thought my whole entire life that Christ looked like. But that's not in the Bible.
That's right.
That's not in the Bible. So why do we still believe that? It shows that we have it's hard to believe, but we still have a slave mentality. That's what it is.
Right.
We still have that slave mentality. We believe our oppressors, and we don't read the book. Our people don't like to read. Come on, read that.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1.
And I was guilty of this too, until I was brought to the side and showed, like, yo, listen, it's in the Bible. Read it yourself. Prove it. That's what we got to start saying to each other. Prove it. Christ is a white man. Okay, here's the Bible. Prove it to me.
Right.
Here's the Bible. We're going to prove that that's a lie. Come on.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants.
So it says the revelation, the root word being to reveal. So the Bible's about to reveal what Christ looks like. Come on.
Verse 14.
So this is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. It's the King James Version Bible. Come on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it says he's describing him. John the Revelator saw a man, and he said his head and his hairs were white like wool. Who's known for woolly hair? For woolly hair.
I'm not sure. I'm not there.
What kind of hair is it? That's your son?
Yeah.
What kind of hair is that? It's baby version, but it's woolly hair. If you let his hair grow out, it's woolly. If you let your hair grow out, it's woolly. We got the pictures coming up. We're gonna show you in a minute.
Okay.
But like a sheep, woolly is thick in texture. But come on over, sis. Let me show you right here. This is woolly right here. This is what woolly looks like what's on a sheep, or an afro. Now, only a woolly-haired individual can do that. Read it again.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the Bible's describing the hair on Christ's head. It's white and woolly in texture. The texture of Christ's hair, the Jesus to Christ, is woolly. Come on.
As white as snow.
The color of it was white. Let's go.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire, talking about him drinking wine. Any of us, we drink wine, our eyes are going to turn red. In moderation, though. We're not drinking to get drunk, to try to escape the reality, because that's what our people do. We get drunk, we get high. Why? Because we don't want to be a part of this. Once that high wear off, once that drunk wear off, what happens? We still in the same reality.
Right.
So it's a circle going nowhere but downward. Read it one more time. We got to hear this right here.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So hold on, let's take take a step back and look at this picture again now. So it's describing Christ. White, woolly hair, that's strike one for this picture on the right. The man on the left is a depiction of Jesus the Christ with white and woolly hair. Come on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
How his eyes look? Blue, green, any other little colors that they have. But Jesus the Christ, the black Messiah, hair was white, woolly.
Right. And his feet were like unto fine brass.
So we look around. What is brass usually? The color of brass?
Like blade?
More brownish, but yeah.
Oh.
Like goldish, dark brown. Brass. That's what the color of brass is. So this is the color describing at his feet. This right here. Or this right here, yep. Like a penny. Like a penny.
Look at her hair. Put your hair closer.
Now, does your skin look closer to this, or does his skin look closer to that? Like, come on, exactly. Read it again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So if you was to take your shoes off, his shoes off, any of our shoes off, what color is going to be? The same color as the rest of our skin. Hands, face, everything else, the same exact color. So now if you take that regular brass and do what? Read it again.
His feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So you take that brass and you burn it in the furnace, what color is it going to come out? Is it going to come out looking like him? Hell no. It's going to come out looking like us. We come in all different shades of brown.
Right.
That's us, the Israelites. The descendants of Jesus the Christ. We in the same tribe as him. The so-called African Americans, did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Christ is a black man, and if he was around today, walking the earth, he would be considered an African American.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.